medications approved to treat it. The fact that this virus has caused illness, including illness resulting in death, and sustained person-to-person spread is concerning. These factors meet two of the criteria of a pandemic. As community spread is detected in more and more countries, the world moves closer towards meeting the third criteria, worldwide spread of the new virus. Ultimately, we expect we will see community spread in this country. It's not so much a question of if this will happen anymore, but rather more a question of exactly when this will happen and how many people in this country will have severe illness.
And then we go to Dr. Sanjay Gupta. The Trump administration says they're doing what they can to keep the coronavirus from spreading. Gupta says this is a virus, you shouldn't take it lightly.
Minimizing it is not going to do any favors because, look, you've seen what it takes to isolate and to deal with the 50-some patients in this country right now that have the coronavirus. See the amount of resources that goes into that. Are we capable as a public health system to deal with thousands of patients if the numbers get that high? The data over the last week and the spread in other countries has raised our level of concern and raised our expectation that we are going to have community spread here.
Meanwhile, Chuck Schumer, the Senate Minority Leader, tries to use the coronavirus for his own political purposes.
The administration has no plan to deal with the coronavirus. No plan. And seemingly no urgency to develop one. Even now, after the virus has already become a worldwide health crisis with rapidly growing economic risk, the Trump administration is scrambling to respond.
Well, here's Mike Pompeo.
As the president made clear, our first priority is to protect the homeland. We've imposed prudent travel restrictions and strong travel advisories to slow the spread of the virus to the United States. All known American carriers of the coronavirus are in isolation and treatment, and healthy travelers who traveled from high-risk locations, namely Hubei province and the Diamond Princess cruise ship, were placed in mandatory quarantine upon return to the United States.
Now, there's an interesting little follow-up on this story about the coronavirus. It was about the Border Patrol at the southern border, or the border we have with Mexico. They said that they're being given respirators to deal with the illegal immigrants that are coming across the border, many of whom are Chinese. Now, I got to be honest with you, that was a surprise to me. I figured that if you were sneaking in from China, you'd probably be coming in from Vancouver, but apparently they look and they see our porous southern border and they say, hey, look at this. Let's just walk right in, because if you stop us, you're racist. And if you remember when the coronavirus first started rearing its ugly head, that travel bans were implemented, and immediately media started reporting about how this is all racist to do this. See, we're just not willing to do what it takes to control a disease because that's racist. What should have happened is China should have just shut its borders, and everybody said, I don't care, you don't even have to shut your borders because you're not coming in. Nobody from China will be coming anywhere close to the United States. That's the way it's got to be until this thing burns itself out. Now, Trump said a few weeks ago, he talked about how he expected that when things got warmer that this virus would burn itself out. Well, what he got was somebody from the CDC saying this could be a lot like the flu. If you think about it, we are always told in the late fall, late fall, to get your flu shot because we're going into flu season. You don't hear that in the middle of the summertime. You don't hear that in the springtime. Why? Because flu has a season. And originally the information was coronavirus would as well. But of course, now everybody's pointing at Trump saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You're taking it lightly. You have no plan. Translation, they have no plan either, but it's easy to point fingers and hope that you gain politically. All right, we have a debate coming up.
Well, it's normally in the 50s in Italy. It's in the 60s, and it's warmer over there, and the coronavirus is in Italy. And I just got finished driving to Granger, Home Depot, 2 pharmacies. Everybody's shelves are barren of the N95 mask.